welcome to my shop. My name is Mikes-tainer and this is Round 2 Woodworks. I just moved my Round 1 automobile, my FJ40, out of the garage so I can get to work this morning. My last video I did a downdraft sanding table that works just beautifully. I'm just really happy that I made it. But it got me thinking about my sandpaper situation. Now in my shop, I've got a belt sander that's 4" by 36", a belt sander that's 3" by 18", a belt sander that's 1" by, I think it's 24" for my Dremel. I've got sanding discs that are 6" sticky, 12" sticky, 5" hook and loop. I've got a quarter sheet sander, a 1/3 sheet sander, a 1/2 sheet sander. I've got a Ryobi corner cat sander. I've got a little multi-function tool with a little small triangle corner cat. All these have their own sandpaper. So I've decided to make a sandpaper storage container. It's good, with all that, it's going to be kind of big. It's going to be 27 inches wide, 18 inches deep, and 12 inches high. And then I'll have pockets for all the different types of sanders. So last night I started milling it up. I got the lumber or the plywood cut, and I put on a dado on it. So today I hope to square up the sides, and I'm going to use pin nails and glue on a half-lap rabbet connection or joint. So I think what I'll do is I will get my shop ready, and we'll go from there and see how this thing turns out. Thanks a lot. Now that we've got the shop set up, you know, for having all these nice tools in my shop, it's really not that bad to take the FJ40 out and then set up the shop. It doesn't take that long, so it's not a real big pain. But the big pain is that if I want a screwdriver or a pair of pliers to fix a leaky faucet in the house, I almost have to do the exact same thing just to get those. That is a pain. But I guess you got to live with things. You know, I've got the lumber milled up. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. Here's the plywood that's milled up and a rabbet put on both edges. We've got 3 pieces, top, bottom, and there'll be a middle shelf, a separation. And then we've got the front and the back and front, whichever it may be. And then we have the sides. Now this is 27 by 18 inches by 12 inches. It's kind of big, but as I say, I've got a lot of different type sanders. You heard my list, and it's one of those things that's way too many tools for one man, but for some reason one man never has enough tools. So there you go. Let me get on this. The way this will work is, as I say, I've got rabbits, and there'll be half laps. They'll go just like this, and then I'm going to pin nail and glue. So that shouldn't take long. We'll get right back to it after that. Well, I'll tell you, one thing nice about good tools that are tuned, that'll cut square, cut straight, and cut accurate, boy, it makes your life as a woodworker so much easier. It's a joy to put stuff together that goes together. This thing's gonna go on any minute. silence is golden. Forget I can't have the radio on when I'm recording, or they call me a third match party and they don't like me playing the music even if it's on the radio. So it's their channel, it's free, so who am I to argue with them? There, one more and we'll be able to take it off, sand it, stain it, finish it, and it'll be ready.
Hey Bob, how's business? Is the new website helping?
Not good. I can't figure out how to get the website finished. How did you do it?
Easy. I called web.com. They built my website for free. Then they promoted it on all the search engines.
Like Google, Yahoo, and Bing?
Exactly. And
Ready for
web.com
sanding
helped grow
and
my business
finishing.
so much, I had to bring on
And
new
then the
staff.
interior.
Web.com did it for you. They're perfect for me.
Well, there it is, the completed box, you might say. It's, well, not complete, it's got a stain. It's called Spanish oak on it. I put the stain on. Now I've got to put a quick couple of coats of shellac on it just to seal it up. So, and then I've got to do the tray in the middle. Now, I also bought this little gizmo from Rockler. That's going to go on top of the box, and what it's all about is I buy my sandpaper in bulk from Clean Spore in the Carolinas. Now, this is basically, I think, was for a belt sander, but they have remnants left over and they sell it in real good quantity. You can see what I got for my $19 there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 rolls of remnants. So what I did is I bought this little template from Rockler, and it will you know, it'll show you how to cut half sheet, third sheet, quarter sheet, or whatever. And basically the way it works is the sandpaper goes in, you line it up on the bottom, you know, to whatever size you want, and you just rip it off. Now, it works really nice, so I'm anxious to save some money making my own third quarter and half sheet sandpaper. And then also I think I might be able to use it on, I won't be able to use it on hook and loop disc, but I may be able to cut some triangles out and use the pad. I'm going to try. So anyway, big, but I have a lot of sanding equipment. So let me get a couple of coats of shellac on this puppy, and then I will start on the inserts for the inside. Be back shortly. This is it. You heard of a Systainer? Well, this is a Mikes-tainer, and it's for my sandpaper. Now, what I've got is in the lid, I've got an area for the sheet goods, sheet sandpaper. Then I've got a shelf that's, you know, the sandpaper that I use a lot, that's set up to basically my most popular sanders. And then in the bottom area is my big belt sanders and my bulk that I buy from Klingspor. You know, since last time I put a handle on it, I've put these little corner protectors on there for, you know, for protection and for design, I guess, and also because I had them, so I put them on there. Now, I was over at the box store getting some shellac, so this is kind of heavy, you know, so I did at the box store pick up some side handles, some levers, or some grasps. I made it out a 1/2 inch. I don't know if I could have made it out a quarter. At the box stores, they really didn't have quarter. They had like 0.20, not 0.25, 0.18. I didn't know if that seemed awful flexy, so I decided to go with 1/2 inch. And it is heavy, but I'm not going to be moving it a lot. I'll show you what I have planned to do with it. But let me give you a close-up on what this thing looks like. Okay, as I stated before, I put this Rockler Sand Paper Cutter on top here. What it's for is, as I said, I'll show you the rolls that I buy. But the sandpaper's fairly easy. You just put it in, line it up on the bottom to your sides, like that, and just. Now that's a 1/3 sheet sandpaper. Now at the box stores, a lot of these things are running, you know, almost $1 each. They're $5 for 5. So I think you'll see that I'm going to save a lot of money, and this is why I've done this. It's also, this box, it loosened up 1 cubby hole on the wall and 2 drawers. So this is what it looks like. See if you can see it all. The back, of course, as I say, it's for my sheet goods, for my large discs, things. I've got some 6-inch sticky there that I very seldom use, so I just put it there. Then in the shelf, or the tray there, if you want to call it, I've got my sanding gloves, and then I've got my sanding disc cleaner and belt cleaner. But I've got it set up. You know, I've got a pair of old scissors for cutting. I've got it set up for my 1/2 sheet sander, for my 1/3 sheet sander, for my 1/4 sheet sander, for my little multi-function tool. Now my Ryobi corner cat, I use these 3 the most, so I've got them out coarse, medium, and fine. Coarse, medium, and fine. So if I want to use my either one, the Ryobi or the orbital sander, I can just grab what I want. Then I use the scissors for cutting it, these type things. I think I can cut these out and make them work. These spin too fast. I haven't figured a way yet. So underneath the tray is the bulk stuff. Now I've got my belts, my big belts, sanders, my little belt sanders. I've got the sanding blocks in here. I've got extra pads when I sand. I need these gloves have a gel in them, and then I put this in them, so when I'm sanding power tools, these gloves and this real fine or soft foam really add time to my sanding ability. And then we've got these are what I buy from Klingspor. You know, when you buy them, you get, I bought the medium size, which was $19, and you can buy one that's twice as big, I think, for $34 or $35. But it comes with medium grit and fine grit. That's what they say, although there's some 220, some 120, some 180. There's some 120, another 80. There's a 120. This is 100. There's one roll in there at 400. This one, real nice long roll of 400. Although 400's, boy, it's getting a little fine for woodworking. I usually stop at like 220. But and then in this little area, I've got my buffs and steel wool and the attachments for sanding using the Delta bench press, drill press. So that's how it came out. I think I'm going to like it. Now, let me show you what I plan on doing with this. That's the one I just cut. Hopefully, its home will be right here under the workbench. That'll be perfect. Yes, I think that'll be perfect. All my sandpaper now is in one area. I don't have to look through cupboards or drawers or anything. I can find everything I want right there. So I forgot to mention that black foam I bought from Rockler. It's called Faison foam to make the cubby holes for the sandpaper. So I think it'll fit real good. Maybe someday I'll put it like this as a drawer or a shelf. I'm going to, this is a Harbor Freight workbench. I've had it a few years, a couple of years. I got it on a super parking lot sale at I think it was $109. Now they're on sale all the time for $139 and sometimes $129. And for $129 and $139, I don't even think you're going to be able to buy the wood for that, much less put it together. Although these drawers, I'm going to get rid of the drawers. They're only half pulls, so a lot of the drawer is hidden and you can't see where it is. And the top two drawers with the holes in for the dogs, the drawers constantly fill up with sawdust and chips and stuff. So the drawer design's not all that good. So what I've decided to do, I think I'm going to, my next project, I'm going to build this woodsmith shop drill press stand. It's got 4 drawers in it. I'm going to try to repurpose these drawers, put some full drawer pulls on them, and see if I can repurpose them for that drill press storage area. And then this will leave this all open, and then I can do something else with it when I think what to do with it. So anyway, YouTube, that's my Mikes-tainer for a sandpaper. I'm happy I made it. I built it with everything scrap. This wood grain goes this way, this wood grain goes this way, this wood grain goes this way, that would go, it's just every piece that I had in the shop that was 1/2 inch. If it could fit in it, I used it on it. So didn't cost me much. I bought some handles for it. Everything else I about had. So I think it's going to work for me, and I like it so far. So maybe it'll work for something like this. Will work in your shop too. So anyway, YouTube, I certainly appreciate you stopping by. I hope everyone's well, and until next time, you take care.